Hello again. So today I am going to be unboxing, doing 5 looks, and giving you my first impressions of the new ColourPop's 11/11 collection. So I am going to get started. This is everything that comes in the box. I did buy this with my own money. I bought it on ColourPop the day that it released. And so I am going to be showing you everything that comes in the box. So it looks like there are blushes, lipsticks, an eyeshadow palette, and a few eyeshadow sticks. The first 3 items are the blushes, and right here are the blushes that come in the collection. I am going to be putting these on my cheeks so that you can see what they look like on the face. These are the 3 of them right here. This one right here is called Message Me. This one in the center is called Claim It. And this one over here is called Good Energy. That's what they look like. So when I do the looks, I'm going to be using these. So stay tuned till the end because I'm going to be doing 5 looks with the eyeshadow palette, including the products that I am showing you right now. The next 3 products are these right here, and these are the shadow sticks. I have a couple of shadow sticks from ColourPop, and I absolutely love them. The ones that it brings in the collection are these 3 right here. This one right here is called Angel Vibes. It's like a champagne color. That is so beautiful, and that is so nice to do like a little bit of a highlight right here. The next one is called Give Me a Sign, and it looks like this, and this is a beautiful caramel color. That one is matte. The previous one right here, this is like shimmery or metallic looking, but the other one is matte. All right, and last we have this one right here, and this one is called So Celestial, and this is also metallic, just like the first one. It is so pretty. It's a really dark taupey brown. So the way I like to use these color sticks are basically you just put a little bit over here like that and just like spread it like this. You can spread it or you can tap it like this, but as you can see, like, it is so creamy and it blends really nicely. So I love these color sticks. Next are the lipsticks. So these lipsticks are Luxe lipsticks. It says Luxe right on them. I'm going to show them to you on my lips right now, but I will be using them on the 5 looks that I'm going to be doing with the eyeshadow palette. Look how pretty and gorgeous this packaging is. There's a rose gold metal tube, and they have little stars on them. They have little stars on the actual product as well, on the lipstick. So the first one is called Feeling Angelic, and this is what it looks like. It is a matte lipstick. It is also very like caramel sort of color. It is on the lighter side, a little bit of orangey to it, I feel. The formula feels so soft, but it's like powdery soft. I don't know how to explain it. And my cockatiel doesn't want to stop making noise. All right, so yeah, this is the first one. The next one is called Digits. You know what's interesting? That when you look at the product themselves, this one looks very light, and I thought this one was going to be darker, more like coppery, but as you can see, it's not necessarily a lot darker. It is just a different undertone. Next is called Aligned. They have kind of like a buttercream vanilla scent to them. Okay, so this right here is Aligned, and it is a darker brown color. This is so in tune with fall. I absolutely love it. All right, so the last one is called So Magnetic. This is So Magnetic. and also a dark shade, although the previous one was a little bit darker than this one. And I feel like this one has more of a reddish undertone to it. I like this. I like all of them. I think that they're all like really pretty and very fall-like. Okay, so now let's look at the eyeshadow palette. So this is the 1111 eyeshadow palette. You know that I actually had to look up what 1111 means because I had no idea what that meant. So yeah. And it's supposed to be kind of like an angelic number, I think I saw online. But yeah, it's a very celestial looking palette. As you can see, it has like these angel wings on it. It is very aesthetically pleasing. I love like the light brick background. And then it has like these little stars over here and then these dots. So very pretty. Is the pressed powder palette. The box itself has, this lipstick is sweet. Okay. The box has the ingredients on it. The eyeshadow palette looks exactly the same, except it does not have the ingredients on it, but it does say the shade names, just like the box. And they're raised. And it has the beautiful metallic accents on it. Oh my gosh, this palette does not look like I thought it was gonna look. So online, it looked like it had pink and it had purple in it, but in reality, it does not. So even on the camera, it's like looking a little bit like pinkish. This one is looking a little pinkish and this one as well. But in person, it doesn't look like that at all. This one, I thought it was mauve, but it's more like a mauvey brown. So very, very different from what I thought it was going to be. It is definitely a neutral palette, but it has some beautiful shades in it. So right now I am going to swatch them. Total Angel, Manifest It, Good Thoughts, Balanced, Protection, Major Change, Reflect, Lucky Babe, Perfect Harmony, Right Path, Empowered, Divine. So these are all the shades right here. As you can see, a lot of them you can barely see because they're kind of like the same shade as my forearm. And this one right here, Perfect Harmony, that had like a plum tone to it on the online picture, actually does have a plum tone to it when you apply it to the skin. I am really interested in seeing how they perform on the eye. It doesn't look like it's gonna be very dramatic when I do the eye looks, and but they are pretty colors and they are neutral. So let me go ahead and start with the first look. And I am going to begin with this shade right here, which is kind of like a peachy shade and it's called Protection. I am going to be adding protection to my lid and to my crease. And it is pigmented, it is matte, but the thing is that it matches my skin tone a lot, so it kind of gets lost. It kind of camouflages. It does have a peachier tone than my skin tone though. I can see it. I don't know if you can see it. Next, I'm going to be grabbing Right Path, which is this one right here. And this is like a brown. Looks like suede brown. What does suede look like? It's a warm tone brown. And I'm gonna be putting that right here in the corner. Okay, so I am going to go ahead and finish off with Balanced. At least on the palette, it's very pretty, but yeah, it looks beautiful on the eye as well. Ooh, so pretty. Okay, so that's what my eyes look like. Now I'm gonna go ahead and grab Good Energy, which is the lightest of all these blushes. It's a very light shade, but you can definitely see it. And for me, this, like in person, like I'm seeing it because it's different on camera. You could see a lot less on camera than you can in person. And this is just the right amount of blush that I like to use whenever I wear makeup. Okay, so now I'm gonna grab one of the lipsticks and we're gonna see which one it's going to be. Oh my gosh, this is such a wearable look. The whole look. So I am using So Magnetic, and it's really pretty and it just brings the whole look together. I love it. Okay, so this is look number 1 and it's called Right Path. On to look number 2. By the way, I am using the Milani eyeshadow primer on my eyelids. I am using the CL Tint and Protect as my foundation, which I only have a sample of it that I got from Sephora, and I absolutely love that foundation. And I am using the Clinique Even Better All Over Concealer plus Eraser. I am using that on my eyelids and under my eyes, on my under eyes. So I am going to begin with Lucky Babe. Lucky Babe is this shade right here that is very much like a neutral, light khaki shade. So I am using that on my lid, and I'm using that on my crease, and I'm kind of using it all over the place. Now I am gonna be using So Celestial, and I am going to be using the shadow stick. So the So Celestial shadow stick is the darkest of the shadow sticks that came in this collection, and I am going to be applying that like this, like so. All right. All right, so I am dabbing it with my finger. You know, I wanted to incorporate more of the collection into my looks. I'm not sure how I feel about this color on my skin. What do you think? I feel like this one specifically, when you try to blend it in, it kind of disappears a little bit. So maybe like a topper, it would be better, but not necessarily by itself. It just doesn't do much for me. Okay, so next I am going to be grabbing Major Change. And Major Change is this one right here, which is also like a very neutral shimmer. I love my monochromatic eye looks. I'm gonna wet this with some setting powder. With some setting spray. And I am gonna grab that. I'm gonna grab it like that. Okay, so although this does have a lot of shimmer when you do it with your finger, I feel like using it this way just takes it up a notch. Now I'm gonna go ahead and put this blush on, and this is the shade Claim It. By the way, I am cleaning my brush in between looks. So I'm gonna be grabbing this. I feel like this is a little more peachy than the previous one, and it's a little bit darker, just like a little bit. Okay. It goes on a little more orangey, by the way, and And also, by the way, I grabbed too much. In between looks, I take absolutely everything off of my cheeks with a makeup wipe and off my eyelids as well. And then I reapply foundation so that it's not building on the previous color. Okay. Okay, so that's that. And it's a lot. Let's try out the Feeling Angelic lipstick. This is finished look number 2, major change. On to look number 3. Look number 3 is called Good Thoughts, and I am going to start with the shade Good Thoughts. So Good Thoughts is this one up here. It's more like a yellowish khaki color, and I am going to be using that on my lid, and I am going to also be using that on my crease. Now I am going to grab Empowered, and Empowered is this cool tone dark brown right here. So I am going to be grabbing that, and I am going to be applying that shade to my outer crease. So it's going to be right here in this corner right here. I am gonna grab Manifest It, and so Manifest It is that gold up here, that shimmery gold. Again, I am going to be grabbing that with my finger. It's this shade right here, beautiful gold shade. Manifest It. There you go. This is such a soft eyeshadow. I think this eyeshadow brush is from Temu, if I'm not mistaken. So now I am going to be grabbing Message Me. So this is the darkest of all the eyeshadows that come in this collection, but I am going to be keeping this on for this look and the next 2 looks. I'm going to grab it a little bit lightly just because I feel like it's going to go on strong. On my lips, I am going to be putting on Digits. That is finished look number 3, Good Thoughts. On to look number 4. Number 4 is called Empowered, and as you can see, I left my same blush on, which is Message Me, and then I left the same lipstick on, which is Digits. I'm going to begin with Empowered, just this neutral dark brown. I'm going to be using that on my lid, and I'm going to be using that on my crease. Next, I'm going to grab this shade right here, which is Divine. And Divine is a little more powdery, and it is a really, really dark, glittery matte. So ColourPop has these mattes that they do, that they put glitter in them. So it's not a shimmer. So for example, like right here, that's a shimmer right here. This, on the other hand, it's a matte with sparkles. It's very different. So I am going to be using that on my outer crease and my outer lid. Normally these glitter mattes, once you put it on the eye, it loses all the glitter. So we're gonna see what that looks like. Next, I am going to grab Reflect. And so Reflect is this shade over here. And I am going to put that on my lids. And that is a copper color. Okay, so I'm using Digits. All right, so this is finished look number 4, Empowered. On to look number 5. The 5th and final look is called Total Angel, and I am going to begin with Good Thoughts, which is this one over here, and I am going to be using that shade on my lid. So now I'm gonna grab Divine. I'm going to be using Divine on my crease, so all right here on my crease, and I'm going to be using it on the outer corner right here as well. So Divine, again, is the one I just used before, which is the darkest shade right here. Oh my gosh, the amount of blending that has to happen for this to look halfway decent and it's still not getting there is ridiculous. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna grab Good Thoughts again, and I'm going to be adding that to the edge right here and kind of like blend it in with that other shade with Divine. Throw on some lashes and call myself Ursula. Oh my god. Okay. So now I am going to grab the same Divine and I'm going to use it to line my lower lash line. I am going to attempt to do a cut crease. And so for that, I'm gonna go ahead and add some concealer with a little brush. What I'm gonna do next is grab some of this pigment primer, and this one is from NYX. And I think you could just do it like that, but I wanna do it with some pigment primer, just so that it has some tackiness to it. Okay, so now I'm going to be grabbing Total Angel, which is this white shimmery shade right here in the corner. And I'm going to be using the brush to put on, to pack on this shade. So this is what it looks like. See, that's the shade right there. It goes even better. It goes on even better with the fingers though. That's that. That's a lot. All right, so I'm gonna grab that other shade right here, and I am going to the Divine and just blend it with what I just did right there in that corner. Okay, so now I am going to go ahead and grab Major Change, which is this one right there, and I am gonna be using that shade right here. So the other thing I'm going to be doing is adding some liquid eyeliner. Now I am going to go ahead and grab Good Energy, which is the lightest shade of all these blushes, and I am gonna apply that. Okay, and since I'm going all out and I'm being bold, I am going to go ahead and grab Aligned, and this is the darkest of the lipsticks. Now I am going to put on some lashes and I'll be back. And this is finished look number 5, Total Angel. I feel so strange. This is so unlike me. I feel like I need something on my hair. I feel like I need to look like I have my hair done, because this look is so bold. Let's do some bangs. I feel like this look is so bold that I needed to have something on my head to make it look like a little more a little more put together. So I'm wearing this this hair piece right here that has bangs on it, and I wore my hair down so it looks like a little more polished. So let me start off with these blushes right here. So these blushes, in my opinion, are just perfect. Not only are they like really cute, I love that they're matte, so that if you want to go shimmery, if you want to do something a little bit more dewy, you could always add setting spray on your face to make the whole look cohesive with like shimmer or like whatever you want. But I love that it gives you the option, you know. At least you have options. I love the lightest shade, which is the one I'm wearing right now, because that is something for me that is very wearable, that I can wear every time I do my makeup and not feel like I have way too much blush on my face. So I love that shade. And with the darkest shade, I have to go lightly, and even with the medium one, I have to go lightly, because otherwise it's too much for my taste. Everybody's taste is different. All right, next I have the shadow sticks. So all right, so I tried on this one, and I feel like once you start like dabbing it to kind of diffuse it, to spread it a little bit, it starts disappearing. So I don't like that. So if you want to use something like this, you're gonna have to just like put it like straight on your area. Like for example, I put it right here, and just leave it alone, or just diffuse the edges to make it look good. But yeah, so this is what it looks like. But then you would just like diffuse the edge like this a little bit so that it doesn't look too harsh. Okay, then I love this one, and I think I liked it a lot because I only used it like on the inside of my eyes, and maybe that's why it didn't disappear, because it was like straight up from the tube. And so it's the same with this one. You just kind of have to leave them alone for them to look good. By the way, they do have a sharpener on the other end, so that is really neat. And each of them have a little sharpener that you can sharpen the stick on there, their own individual personal sharpener. Okay, next I have the lipsticks, and these lipsticks are just great. I absolutely love them. The packaging is nice. It looks so like high-end and so like posh. It reminds me of the Charlotte Tilbury packaging, and the shades are so great for the fall and year round. I mean, you could wear whatever you want year round, but these are really, really nice. And yeah, they're really pretty. And the formula is great because it goes on so smooth. It smells a little bit like vanilla when you first put them on, but that doesn't last like a whole lot. Yeah, it doesn't last like very long time, but they do taste a little bit sweet. And I'm always licking my lips, so that's nice. But yeah, these are really nice. It's a really nice formula. It feels a little bit powdery on the lips, but it doesn't feel drying whatsoever. I really like that. They're nice. And another thing that I noticed is that I was eating with the lipstick on, and yeah, it came off because I kept wiping with a napkin, but it didn't give me a ring around the outside of my lips, or even like on the inside. You know, some lipsticks do that and it's annoying. This one didn't do that. It just came off completely instead of just coming off in certain areas. And last but not least, the eyeshadow palette. As you can see, it does not have a mirror. It just has the same logo that it has on the outside. It has on the inside, except it doesn't say 1111, just ColourPop with the nice angel wings, or the white wings. Okay, so this palette is really nice if you do not have any other neutral palettes. Otherwise, then what's the point? You'll probably already have these in your collection if you have lots of eyeshadow palettes, but this is nice to take on the go if you just want something neutral, because you can make quite a few looks. If you want to go a little more cool tone, you can do that. If you want to do some more warmer tones, you can do that. If you want to go a little bit bolder, like with this right here, you can do that as well. All right, so the shades themselves, I feel like this last one right here, the Divine, this one in the corner, just kept giving me problems. I used it in the last two looks, and I feel like it was so difficult to blend. It was so difficult to diffuse. It just kept going on very patchy, and I spent so much time trying to blend it, and it was still not working. And I don't even think that I got to the point of actually completely blending it well, because it does not look that great. And I'm looking at it right here in person, and I feel like even now it still looks a little bit patchy. The other one that I did not like was this one right here, and I feel like that one was even worse than the other one, because I feel like it stayed in certain areas and it would not budge. It was just like, I put it there and it's gonna stay there. There's no blending it. So I would have to add more around it to make it kind of a little bit more cohesive and to make it a little bit more solid across the eye, because the one I have put there from the beginning, it wasn't budging. There's something wrong with that formula. At least for me, it did not work. But the rest of them, they did work as they should, and I really like them. And these shimmers, they are the stars of this palette, by the way. So as you can see, like, these are all the shimmers right here, and you have like your darker shimmer, then you have the absolute lightest shimmer, then you have your kind of like a rose gold, you have the gold, and you have this copper over here, the bronze. So you have quite a variety to work with. All right, so if you get anything out of this collection, I feel like it will be the lipsticks, because they're awesome. Okay, so that was my review for today. Let me know which one was your favorite look out of all the ones that I did, and let me know if you're gonna be picking up anything from this collection. Thanks for watching. Have a great day and stay safe out there. Bye.